Alright, hey guys, Fatalferret here, and welcome back. Uh, I do like, well actually I really don't like, but I like how I just disappear off the face of the earth of this YouTube channel for months and months on end. Um, but I'm like a bad rash where I always seem to come back in some shape or fashion. So, today's video, I just kind of want to, I don't know, start something new, hopefully, with just this YouTube channel. Not really. I'm not really changing much of anything, but I just want to do like a state of the channel address kind of deal, and just like talk about like where I'm at, where the channel's at a little bit. I didn't really script much of this video, so it'll be a little rambly. It'll be a lot rambly, so. But if you just want to know kind of what's going on, what I've been doing, stick around. I'll try not to make this too long. We'll just chat about it. So for those of you who will have been paying much of any attention, ever since I like moved into my new house, my YouTube channel just slowly just tapered off, and my uploading got lower and lower and lower until the past. It's unbelievable for me to think, but it's like 2+ years where I haven't uploaded much. It's so odd, like time. Now we're getting really deep. Like I feel like no time has passed in the past 5 years for me, but because I haven't really done anything different. I mean, I live in the same place, I do the same stuff pretty much every day. I go to work, I come home. I don't have many people I hang out with or see. So the fact that the time has gone by so much, and it's almost like my YouTube channel kind of reminds me sometimes how much time has passed, because I'll go, okay, I uploaded, a couple weeks ago. It's like, no, you uploaded 6 months ago. And it's like, you're joking. Like, I don't understand how so much time has passed. And then this past year, was really odd because everyone's like, we're in quarantine. We can't leave our house. This is awful. And I'm like, not much has changed for me. I'm just kind of a bit more depressed than I already was. Kind of deal. So it's been weird. It looks like we're maybe sort of coming out on the other side of that whole thing. So I'm not touching that because everyone has to deal with enough of that in every other facet of life. Let's try to get away from it a little bit here. But getting even more back to my YouTube channel and more to the root of it, when I first started doing my YouTube channel, it was really fun. And I just liked doing it so much. And I tried to figure out, because over time, like, I was just forcing myself to upload videos. And I didn't really, I'm like, why? I achieved, like, everything, like, little me would have, like, dreamed of. You have thousands of subscribers. And if I told myself that, 15 years ago, I would have been like, holy shit, best thing ever. Now I look at it and go, well, it just doesn't seem like that many, even though it is. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. It's awesome. But I just like to deal with this block. But at the same time, it's like, you have subscribers. It was everything you ever wanted. Why don't you want to make videos? Like, make them, because you've achieve this. Don't just let it die, because that just seems like such a waste. So for a while I just kind of muddled through it and forced through it, but I think maybe just the long and the short of it is, I guess I'd like to develop some interest in some other stuff, but not even other stuff, but just manga switched from being like my thing to being something I just didn't have as much time for, or even, it's not that I don't have time for it. It's like I just literally put less time into it. I got more sucked into like video games. I'd like just sit at my computer for hours, and I still do. And I'd be sitting there, and I wouldn't even be playing anything. I'd be just like, well, what should I be playing? And the next thing I know, it's been 3 hours. And I'm like, I haven't done anything. I've been just sitting here and just staring into the void. But video games, and then the other thing is just definitely moving into my house did affect me, because one of the things I think I could definitely say for myself is I just made really, this is gonna be oxymoronic and kind of funny, cheap content that was very expensive. So I just make haul videos. They do awesome. People like seeing my big collection. And those are still videos I really enjoy. But a lot of my videos revolved around just, here's a new figure I bought. Here's, there's $60. Here's a new premium anime set I bought. Here's, $80. Here's a bunch of manga I bought this month. Here's, $150. And when I was living with my parents still, I was in a really unique situation where I'd worked my entire, like, from when I was, like, in 7th or 8th grade. Like, I worked for my dad in his business. And so I literally just, like, every summer made, like, actual, like some money, which is how I was able to start collecting manga so young. But then even, like, in high school, and then once I finally graduated high school, I just started working for my dad full time. And I was still living with my parents, and I was still able to, frankly, spend a lot of money on, like, manga and anime and figures, with really having basically no expenses, with also still being able to put, like, money in the bank. So I wasn't just, like, getting, like, spending this crazy amount of money. I also, as far as, like, manga goes, I often get comments like, oh my gosh, you must be a millionaire. You must spend so much money on manga. I spend way less on manga than most people think I do, because I would buy a shit ton of my manga used. There were stores I was able to find, just like locally, that I could find that would just have used manga. And then I'd buy my manga on sales and stuff. So most people are like, oh, he's buying at 10, 13, 12, 10, $12 a volume. He must, he's got like $40,000 in manga. I'm like, no. A lot of the manga I'd buy would be like $3 in the used. And then a lot of it, there was a store, and a couple of the reasons I started buying less manga as well, which also cut into my content, was because I can't get manga that cheap anymore, on the whole. That store in particular, they used to have it was like an automatic 35% off all books in the store. All of them. And so books were just amazingly priced. So even if I didn't buy, like, used books from them, they were the best place to buy manga I had. But then they changed it, and over time, they've slowly increased their price on manga, because they rolled it back to like a... Anyway, you don't need to know the minutia. Anyway, they've rolled it back to where it's, I don't know, at maybe 10, 15, up to 20% off, off like the list price of manga now, which basically puts them either on par or behind, like other stores. Like Books A Million is tough. Their membership thing is fine. At this point, the best place I found, and this isn't some endorsement thing, the best place I found to buy manga is from Right Stuff. The little membership thing is pretty cheap to get a little bit more off the manga. They sell it a little cheaper anyway. And then if you just wait for them to rotate through, like, publishing company sales, at least for as far as manga goes, that seems to just be the cheapest way to do it. But even then, that's just a lot of the times more than I originally was spending on manga. So it's hard for me now to buy manga just more at like a higher price than what I was buying it before. So that's just a weird quirk of it. But the long and the short of that whole story, sorry for not making that condensed whatsoever, it's just that once I moved into my own house, I had, as you might have guessed, so many more expenses. There aren't many people my age, at the age of whatever I was, like, I don't know, like 22 or 23, who buys a house. Most people, it's just not feasible. And even I couldn't have done it, like, on my own. Like, my parents had to basically, like, be on, like, the deed with me. And most of the time that's not very smart, because that, if I wasn't responsible, that could affect them, but they trusted me, to take care of my bills and stuff. More tangents, but that's what this video is going to be. So hopefully you guys just having a chill chat with me. But anyway, it's like mortgage, internet, so expensive, internet, like, just, and then you just have like expenses, like, well, then you have food and electricity and heat and it's so much. And I'm doing fine. I'm able to like actually like be doing pretty well to be able to still like buy some stuff, but I feel a lot more anxiety about buying stuff now just because I feel like I shouldn't be. Um, and I do definitely still buy stuff, but one of the things that happened is I definitely switched because my collecting habits have become way too diversified. Like manga is my thing, like the top thing, but the problem is anime, like premium sets I really like buying. Figures is the thing I've almost cut out to zero. I loved buying figures, but that was really a phase. I love unboxing figures; it's super fun. I'd love to have more figures. Whenever I have to keep myself from looking at them because then whenever I think that yeah, figures they don't really do it for me anymore, I look at the new ones coming out and it's just like, oh my goodness, they're so good. But I'll save like figures for like those transcendent shows that just mean a lot to me or that are my favorites. So every once in a while, like there was a Toradora like wedding figure. Oh, good lord! I wanted it so bad, but it was like $200 some, and I almost did it. But I didn't do it. So figures I've really cut out for the most part. I don't buy much anime anymore either. Um, Mostly just premium sets of shows or movies I really, really like. Sentai Filmworks has like rocketed to the top of like quality releases at really fair prices. Funimation's just they've gone out the fucking town. I mean, I don't know what Funimation's doing. Like you can't buy their normal chipboard art box like half a season things for 12 episodes anymore. They're like $80, $90. You can get a Mucho Premium kick-ass, like, Sentai Premium box set for, like, way less than that when they go on sale and stuff. So I don't really understand what Funimation's doing. Funimation annoys me anyway with a lot of the decisions they make. But that's also a story for another video, maybe. Maybe we'll make some more videos. But anyway, where was I going with it? Oh, buying anime. So I buy some. I just bought one, so that'll be a video in a bit. So that's it's maybe let's bring this down and condense. So thing one for maybe why my YouTube channel is really slowed down. I really just lost my spark for it. Like I just was and still am to a degree, like just like depressed a lot of the time, and just can't seem to muck up the motivation to make videos. Moved into my new house, which led to a lot of new expenses, like a shit ton, and it really cut into what I was willing to spend on my collecting to like make videos around. So those are probably the two biggest ones I can really think of. And here's where another thing that just kind of comes into it, where I talked about like video games and doing other stuff before. I've definitely lost a bit of my spark for manga, which is something that is almost like scary for me to admit. Not like YouTube channel wise, but like self wise. It was something I did for so long and had such a passion and built a lot of what I did around as far as my hobbies go for so long. God, how many manga have I read like in the past like years worth of time? 20? I don't know. Barely any. I mean, I've got all this manga and all these series I bought, and then I'm going to start on these. And then like really like just sitting there, and a lot of it was like how I was feeling, I think, mentally. But I just sit there, and it was a lot easier to just sit and fuck it. Another game of Overwatch, I guess. Let's just do another match of Rocket League. Oh, it's 10 o'clock already? Well, I gotta go to bed. And where I just wasn't motivated, like, at all to pick up manga and, like, get into it. And it was really, it sucked. Like, I hated it. I hated that I felt that way. And so, eventually, I just kind of got to the point where, because the problem is I fought it for so long. I fought it so hard. I was like, you know what? it is what it is. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm not really buying manga right now. I'm not really reading manga right now, so whatever. But recently, I've been getting back into reading manga, and I've been really enjoying it. Um, Nagatoro has been super fun to read. Just been a super lighthearted, enjoying read. I've just found that those are some of my favorite books. Um, and I know that the manga tube is called I don't know, meta and stuff is really weird. I've never interacted with it much, even though I always wished I had, but at the same time I'm almost this is weird. In a way, also glad I didn't, because there are lots of weird conversations that go on about um you have to have a big collection. Oh, you can't have a big collection. It's too big. You need to unhaul. Or you don't read, the right manga, or how do you not have this, or they only have that because of this reason. I'm like, I don't care. Um I like so many different types of series. Maybe it switches the day of the week. I used to read like a lot of really weird, like gory, violent manga. Those don't really do it for me so much anymore. I'd rather, have some, cheesy high school romance for the 10th time, hopefully with a unique twist. And I go, that makes me feel it right here, and I like it. And that's about it. And so like that's what I'm into right now. Like I'm reading Rent a Girlfriend right now. That one's been. I thought I'd like it a lot more. Like I really thought that was gonna like, ooh, be really. I thought I was gonna love that. I'm a bit on the fence on it. The first volume was meh. Second volume really picked it up. Third volume, ooh. So I've got a. It's giving me like hard Nisekoi vibes. And Nisekoi was a series I loved at the beginning, but oh boy, it tanked. I haven't finished Nisekoi yet, which is so bad. Which is kind of one of my biggest problems right now, swerving off into another tangent, is that one of the things I'd like to be focused on now that I am right now planning on getting back into collecting some manga, I'd like to just be finishing off a bunch of series I started, because frankly a lot of them have finished or are like 20, 30, 40 volumes down the road from where I was collecting them if I want to get more of them. Which that's a pretty penny, so I've got to manage that well. But the other problem is I don't remember what was happening very well, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks at work because my job just lends to me like just being able to have a headset in and just listening to an audiobook all day long. Like I can do like 8 hours of audiobook a day at work. It's crazy. So between those books and the hundreds of titles I've read in manga, or read, finished, or started, however you want to say it, I don't remember shit, man. I can't remember like what I was doing before I started recording this video. And so some of these series, I'm just like, I'd like to just be able to pick them up where I stopped, but there are so many series that I want to finish, but going back and restarting them is daunting. So I've got to figure out how to do that as well. But we'll see. That's kind of a battle for another time as I start getting back into collecting. Because you know what? I really do, and not even just collecting, but like reading manga and enjoying it. That's the main thing, and I've been enjoying it lately. I've also had like some other problems that have really affected this. My computer hard drive bricked a while ago, and it was devastating. I'm an absolute moron and didn't have anything backed up, so I've lost all my editing software, a lot of my original art for my channel. I've got some of it back that I was able to find in emails and stuff. Just the amount of stuff you don't realize you have on your computer that you don't have anywhere else is just staggering. A lot of my thumbnail assets are all gone. I'll have to remake all those. So that's like also been why I just haven't sat down to like even do this video yet, because I was like, I don't have anything anymore. I've got to start from scratch. I'm either gonna buy or find a new video editing software. So that sucked. That really was a bit of a blow to getting back into this. But you know what? I've been reading manga again, and I'm enjoying it. And you know what? I want to talk to you guys about it again, because it's fun. It really is fun. We're finally like out of winter, and I'm starting to feel like spring is back, and I'm feeling better. I'm feeling like good right now. I'll have my ups and downs. I know myself, and I always will. But I'd like to get back into like some sort of like semi-regular, like sort of like making videos and just kind of have fun with it. Another reason I know I stopped making videos as much is because I knew there were videos that I wouldn't watch. And this is a weird thing to say because people still watch and seem to enjoy my videos. But I love videos that are really well edited, and thought out and scripted. And I've made like one or two videos like that, and I like them. But I hate editing. Like, it rips the joy out of making like YouTube content for me, which is a real problem. But maybe someday, if I get back into making YouTube videos and I'm really enjoying it and I'm consistent with it again, like maybe I try to find myself an editor. Probably not. I don't know if I'm willing to spend money on that. But maybe like, hey, I get back into like making YouTube videos and I don't know. We were really successful. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. I was gonna try to make this a short video, but once I got going, I knew. I was like, I've got so much to talk. I haven't made a video in so long. I've just got stuff to talk about. So yeah, that was fun. I'm really looking forward to getting back. Oh, that was what I wanted to say. So I've lost all of my visual novel progress for like all of the visual novels I had on my channel. So any of the ones I didn't finish, I've lost it all, which really sucks. I was enjoying making chemically bonded streams or just videos, however I was going to do it. I wasn't a terribly long way into chemically. I was a ways in, don't get me wrong. I might try to get back to chemically bonded. I just have to sit through and just like try to speed back through what I had already done. And try to make sure I could remember what choices I had made. And at least so I can finish that one for the people who were like watching and enjoying it. But other than that, the other visual novels, they're done. I mean, I'm not going to be able to go back through and do those, unfortunately. So that is something, if you were someone who watched my visual novels, that is unfortunate. That is lost when my hard drive shit the bed. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. If you've like watched this far in the video, like legitimately, like thank you so much. Like, I can't imagine someone watching whatever this must be like 20 minutes of me just like talking about not much of anything. So if like anyone has made it this far, like thank you so much. You're the reason why I'm making this video in the first place. So anyway, quickly at the end of that, I have like a bunch of manga that I've been just buying here and there. I have no idea what I put in my last haul. I'm literally going to have to watch through part of my last haul video to figure out what's new so I can make the new haul video. And then after that, I just made my first fairly decently sized purchase from Right Stuff in a while. I'm going to have to put my card collecting on hold. And hey, I was buying Pokemon cards for like 3 or 4 years. So I'm not one of these bandwagon kids that is the reason I can't find cards anymore and I'm having to spend more on them. It's really a bummer. There's a bunch of like cards I want to get, but fuck it, I might have to maybe I'll cut those out and we'll get back to anime and manga. But anyways, I got some haul videos coming up, and then I'm gonna decide what I want to do for other manga content. Like I don't know, like obviously like the basic reviews, first takes, first impressions. I just don't know how I want to do them yet. If I want to switch up how I was doing them, so we'll see. We'll have something, but we'll find out. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Yeah. Let's have some fun. Back on the prowl next time, guys. Bye.